Welcome back to another SWAPCAST edition with 6G Agenda Podcast. This is the Outside Minds Podcast. I'm your host and creator, Stilo Free. This is the other host and creator,
Tony.
And if you guys have not seen our other two SWAPcasts with 6G Agenda, I'm going to kick it on over to Andrew from 6G, and he's going to let you guys know a little bit about himself and where you guys can find him. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm the host of 6G Agenda. About third time here, I think.
Yep.
And happy to be back. Love coming here. And yeah, go check us out. All platforms, Spotify, Apple. We got a new Patreon and stuff. We're doing a lot of shit with that.
Nice.
Definitely go check us out.
How'd the live stream go yesterday, dude?
It went all right. I had a problem sharing the screen and everything on StreamYard because I hadn't really used it, but I got it all of it worked out.
Nice.
My boy Justin wasn't with me. He's my tech guy. You know, he's the tech guy.
Okay. Yeah, you'll work out the kinks as you do it more. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the book nerd. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Nice. All right. Yeah.
That's what's up. So we talked about Charlie Kirk on our podcast, I think 2 episodes ago, episode 64, I think. And we just wanted to, as conspiracy theorists, we like to look at all angles of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was some good things about Charlie Kirk and his message, but we do got to look into the shady aspects of it. We got Andrew here to share with us some of his information and stuff like that he found. But before that, I want to talk about something off topic. Did you see about the UK, how they're going to try to implement the digital IDs?
100%. Yeah, mandatory for work.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's insane. It's beautiful to see that all the Brits are over there signing petitions, sharing posts, and trying not to make that happen, because once it happens over there, it's bound to happen over here eventually. So it's nice to know that the people are fighting back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they had that very large protest that everybody said was for Charlie Kirk, but it actually was for freedom of speech because they were being put in jail for Facebook posts.
Yes.
And so people were like, oh yeah, they're protesting for Charlie Kirk over there in Britain. And it's funny how they do that, you know?
How they try to twist the news, and then also too they were trying to say like, oh, there was only 100,000 and everyone was there. I was like, there was way more than 100,000 people there, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Massive wave. Yep, it's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, you know, you saw Trump, right, at the UN saying that he wants the international what did he call it? A bio warfare convention, where they're gonna implement a international digital ID system. But what does bio warfare have to do with the digital ID?
That's
right?
the crazy thing.
That's exactly right, and that's kind of what we get on to. Yeah. You know what we talk about over at 6G Agenda. It's all about that, and you know, the wearables and everything that RFK talks about that I mentioned before. That comes into play here, and unfortunately, it's a. You know, Charlie Kirk was a, ritual killing to manifest change, and, you know, Turning Point USA. There's a lot of symbology within this whole murder, and it just keeps coming out more and more.
Yeah, before we get into that, I wanted to ask your thoughts about the Snake Eyes connection. Everyone's been talking about that. What do you think about that, dude?
There's a lot of shit with that, dude.
Dude, Charlie Kirkland assassinated.
Yeah, it's so wild.
Dude, they went to a boxing match during the tropical storm called Jezebel, right? And Jezebel is a magazine that there was an article. I brought proof because they deleted the article. I brought proof that they wrote an article saying how they cursed Charlie Kirk 2 days before he died. They posted it, right?
Shit.
So they deleted it because of what it had, and they even mentioned the Utah university and how they were protesting him coming in the article. So I'll show you that in a minute. But so they had the Jezebel correlation. They had September 10th. It was the boxing match was on September 10th.
Yep.
And then also the guy who got shot in the neck behind Nicolas Cage, his name was Charlie Kirkland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And
the boxer boxer was named.
He was like a dude sitting.
No. I'm talking about the name of the boxer was also was his name something?
Tyler
the assassin or something.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fit right in.
Yeah.
So the movie comes out in 1998, right? And Charlie Kirk is born 93, and his dad in 1983 was the architect of the Trump Tower. So there was there was this standing connection there. It's just crazy to think that this was pre-planned. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
But there's credence to that being pre-planned because there was a music video that Erica Kirk, his wife, she was in.
There's
and
a lot of
she's
shady stuff with her too.
There's so much. We'll get into it. Yeah, she's flying through the air, and in the background is 910.
Oh,
That's the day you
wow.
get shot.
What?
Dude, we're gonna get into that.
Damn,
Dude,
that's
that shit's-
crazy.
I brought the receipts, bro.
My
I'll
thoughts
show
on the
you.
whole thing, like, because my mom was saying, like, he was 5 years old when that film came out, but us, we believe in like the power of the mind and power for manifestation, and I think the same kind of thing is happening on The Simpsons, where millions of people are tuned into this this media or this film or these movies, and I think that collectively we are unconsciously manifesting these events that happen years later that have
they
such
didn't
connections.
predict it. They made it happen.
Yeah.
Like that. We made it happen.
yeah,
They put
yeah.
it out there and we made it happen.
And with
Oh yeah.
with Freemasonry, we find out he's a Freemason, and with them, they believe all the world's a stage and all that, and people play their parts and stuff like that. There's a lot of people saying that the Charlie Kirk assassination was fake or stage, and a lot of people say that he might be in on it. And the one thing that gives a little bit of credence to that theory, I think, is that the immense amount of support and popularity that came after his death. You know what I'm saying? And made him a martyr. You know what I'm saying?
And didn't they say like 36 hours after? Well, to be exact, 33 hours.
Yeah.
It's like,
33 everywhere.
Dude, why'd you say 36? What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
And so the symbology behind 33
Yes.
is, three cubed.
3 cubed. Yeah.
Cubed is 33, right? And so 3 is very important for the divine, working of creation. And then you have 33 for the amount of initiations that you get in the higher, pyramid of Freemasonry, right?
Yeah.
And so for some people, but also there's so much with this. So one, let's just back up to the oaths that Freemasons give, right? Trump called him a master builder.
Yep.
So that's there.
Yeah.
Candace says that she's a Mason of Turning Point USA. And so there's a lot going on there. So whenever you back up and look at it, the book that was made the day before he died, right, that allegedly made, called Shooting of Charlie Kirk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that, here, hold on, let me go ahead and show you this. So yeah, so whenever you look at that, here, let me pull that up. It's, oh shit. There we go. Move that out the way. All right, so right here, so you got this book right here, right? Anastasia J. Casey is the author name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked into what that meant. So Anastasia, now Charlie Kirk was a Christian, right? So Anastasia was a saint in Christian Orthodox, right? She was a martyr in Christian Orthodox, right? So Anastasia, the great martyr in Christian Orthodoxy, right? And then you also have her last name, Casey, which means vigilant, brave watcher. And then J in the middle means he establishes, which is, if you know about Freemasonry, there's 2 pillars. And you can kind of see right
the B and the
here.
J.
These 2 pillars. So on the left is a J and a B. Well, J means he establishes.
Wow.
And so whenever you put that together, it's the great martyr establishes a brave new vigilant watcher, right?
Wow.
What is that? That's what we talk about, dude. That's the fucking surveillance grid,
Yes.
right? That's the whole
Yeah.
thing. And so that's what I think they're ushering in. And even if you go into the Bible, you see these red letters right here.
Uh-huh.
What does it say right here? Because thou sufferest the woman Jezebel, which called herself a prophetess. Jezebel. That's why I said the magazine was called,
Damn.
where he was cursed.
Dropping
right?
bombs, son.
Dude, there's a lot going on here, right?
There's so many
it's
connections, bro.
actually crazy. It's crazy. So then, of course, we've got the Illuminati, Freemason with the beehive, because the hive mind, communist. I'll show you here proof that Illuminati and communism are all the same, right?
Yeah.
And so you see she had the necklace, right? What is that called? The Knights of Malta necklace right there.
Oh, shit.
And so that relates right into the Knights Templars. You also have Trump. He was the what was he? He was the owner of Miss USA or whatever the fuck whenever she got Arizona. So it all goes back for a while.
Yeah.
Her mom is a super Zionist, worked for the DOD and helped Israel establish some shit. So that's what we're working with,
Damn.
dude. It's crazy. Man.
Yeah,
There's a lot
she's
going
super
on.
shady. As far as my thoughts on Freemasonry, I believe it's not inherently good or bad personally, but I do believe that they're basically learning magic and how to manipulate reality. And I believe that's why you meet like a lot of like lower level Masons that seem to be, you know, on the gooder side of things and not into evil and stuff.
Or they're oblivious to what they're doing at the higher levels.
Well, that's what that was gonna be my point,
yeah.
because if we're gonna make the point that Charlie Kirk was a Freemason, it could be that he was a Freemason, and then once he figured out all the stuff and the plans that they were trying to do, he went against the grain, and that's when they decided to take him out. You know what I mean? So I believe that there's that angle there. And then also, did you, speaking of her jewelry, did you see the big G on her ring or whatever?
Third finger, her third finger.
That's insane, bro.
It was, if you count from this, which is how Europeans do it, 1, 2, 3, right? That's your third finger. So her middle finger there, that was funny, man. Yeah, I saw that. It was awesome. It just doesn't end, right?
Yeah.
So right now, right before this, I did a little live on YouTube as well for a book club, because I'm doing like a book club thing where Patreon members, they can get the access to the StreamYard where they can hop on. I could put them on stage. We could all talk about the book, whatever. Otherwise, you know, they can hop on, you know, YouTube live, fucking comment, whatever. But we are doing Behold a Pale Horse by Bill Cooper.
Nice.
Good one.
Yeah, that's what they voted on. And I was like, yeah, that's a great one to start. So, dude, right before this, I only did 30 minutes because I was like, all right, I have to fucking save this for whenever I talk to you guys, and I don't even want to go past it. Because it is everything that's going on right now. So chapter 1 talks about silent weapons for quiet wars. And so we kind of skipped over that because I have a whole episode on that for my silent weapons series. Where we literally read the document.
I've been listening to some of those.
Right on, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you like it. Yeah.
For sure,
so
definitely.
We read the document for fucking from the, you know, the printer that they found, right? And so he pretty much did the same thing. He typed it all out in the first chapter. And so the second chapter is about secret societies in the New World Order. My mind was blown, dude. So it starts off with how the Brotherhood of the Snake, right, or the Dragon, was the first secret society Illuminati order, like before Illuminati was even a thing. But essentially, the whole Luciferian concept that extends to all secret societies started with the Brotherhood of the Snake or the Dragon. Now, if you remember in Revelations, it says the dragon gives power to the beast, and he breathes life into the beast, and the beast comes alive and pretty much wants to be worshipped, right? And that's like Revelations. I believe the beast is AI, and it's being created by the dragon, aka this society of fucking people, right? So check this out, dude. Oh wait, let me share it, because this is fucking nuts. So Hiram Abiff, who is like the Freemasonic fucking, like the guy who started it, right?
Yeah, there's like a story that they learn about him. He was like killed he was like one of the builders that they killed or something like that. It's a Freemason story, right? Something like that.
Yeah, he was killed by 3 ruffians, right? And how many people got accused for Charlie Kirk's murder?
Yeah, 3.
Right. So you had George Zinn, you have the guy who got interrogated and let go, and then you have the Tyler Robinson. So Hiram Abiff, he represents intelligence, liberty, and truth, and was struck down by a blow to the neck. Representing the suppression of speech by the belief by the state, and finally he was struck on the head by a mall. But anyway, representing the suppression of intellect. So pretty much what it's saying is Freemasonry equates the church and state and masses with tyranny, intolerance, and ignorance. And so, anyways, it's kind of just the symbolic stories that I was pointing out with the neck. And so up here it talks about there's allegations that the Freemasons were infiltrated by the Illuminati. But Bill Cooper doesn't believe that, because the Masons always have contained the core of Illuminati within their ranks, and that is why they so freely and willingly took them and hid them in the members of Weishaupt's group. And you cannot really believe that the Freemasons, if they were only a simple frat organization, would have risked everything, including their lives, by taking in and hiding outlaws who have been condemned by all the monarchies of yada yada. So essentially, it's just saying that all of it's the same. So he goes into the Knights Templar, Knights of Malta, which is why I brought this up, because you have her necklace. So there's a lot kind of where he connects that it's all the same. But what does the Illuminati want? So it says that they want to eliminate your ownership of property. They want to eliminate religion, and they want to eliminate nations. And that's exactly what we see with the WEF.
Yep.
That's what I was just gonna say too.
You will own nothing and you will love it. You will eat the bugs.
Yeah, and these are the arms of the Illuminati in our current organization. But the problem is, we're pretty fucking close to possible,
So let me ask you this, bro. What do you think of the theory that either it was fake or that he was in on it himself?
Yeah, so Freemasons, they they swear a blood oath that they will kill themselves or be murdered for the furtherance of the great work.
Oh, shit.
For the
So
cause.
don't ever put it past them to be willing to die for the great work, right? And so I would say it's possible it's real.
Especially
But
with
it's
how
also possible he literally let himself die and he was in on it. So both things could be true. People just can't wrap their mind into that. But
I think it could be true because of like kind of how calm his wife is about the whole situation, and how fast they're moving on with Turning Point.
Yeah,
and
it was planned.
Yeah,
he sold his house 8 8 months before he died.
What?
In Arizona, and his wife's mom worked at the same real estate company as Epstein.
Wow.
What?
And then they own a fucking philanthropic like non-governmental organization or some like non-profit or something in Romania where they have a lot of problems with organ trafficking and young children and things like that, sex trafficking. Not to implicate anything, this is alleged, but I'm just saying.
And to talk about his wife
deep state
too.
Family.
On the subject that he kind of became a martyr and became more powerful after his death, I feel like the same thing is kind of happening with his wife. You know what I mean? She's getting like really boosted up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think didn't they make her the CEO of something like that, like right after or something like that? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, she's the CEO of Turning Point now.
Oh yeah, shit.
Turning Point USA, which is what he had.
Yeah,
and I mean, imagine this, right? JD Vance, Erica Kirk, VP, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
Or later,
if you guys checked out the last episode, we got into how JD Vance was a venture capitalist that got boosted as a politician and how that would be the perfect person to implement the technocracy that they're already trying to implement. You know what I'm saying? So go check that episode out if you can. It was our last SWAPCast with that. But yeah, continue, bro.
Well, think about that and what we talked about, and think about how some people are hip to that. But you got a great martyr's wife,
dude,
who can soften the blow, right? And that's kind of what I could see. I could see that being a possibility.
A nice white woman.
Let me
She's
ask.
fucking got. I don't know. She's got some scary eyes.
She
dude.
does.
Yeah, she does.
Like I'm like, ooh, like there's something there. But grieving woman, yeah.
Let me ask you this, bro, because as soon as it happened, Netanyahu decides to come out and like, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
I didn't do. Okay, motherfucker.
Why are you addressing us like you run us? Because maybe you do.
Yeah, after tweeting after right when he did it. But what do you how much do you think Israel is involved, or you think they're not involved at all, or what do you think about that?
I think that. Oh boy. Well, I think So, did you see recently he met with a bunch of people and talked about what they're gonna do to secure the base that they've lost because of people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson?
No, what are they gonna do?
Okay, so first of all, they've taken over ExpressVPN. They've taken over TikTok. They're trying to buy X, and I could show you. I have a video here if you want to see it.
Yeah, let's check it out.
But literally, it's just right after this, and they're planning what they're gonna do now because people don't fuck with them anymore. Israel.
Yeah, because I was gonna bring up how he did the speech at the UN, and most of the UN fucking walked out. On the
they
speech.
all got up and walked out. Yep.
Yeah. And then number two, there was a council of the UN that determined Israel is guilty of genocide in Gaza.
And guess who didn't walk out? U.S. representatives.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want to lose their money. They didn't want to lose that AIPAC money.
Yep.
Congress ain't walking out, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That's funny because I'll show you the Pete Hegseth thing too in a minute. Now that you brought that up. So all right, so let me go ahead and show you this. So this is this girl asked a question to Netanyahu. Tell me if you could hear this.
Nope.
Okay, hold on.
I hope she puts him on the spot.
Let me see here if I could do advanced sharing. Oh, maybe it won't let me do the audio. Well, never mind. So she asked him pretty much, "What are we gonna do to secure the base?" He said, "We can't fight war with with drones and swords anymore. Or, I mean, with swords and cavalry anymore. But now we have things like drones and influencers we could fight back with. Right?
Information war.
He said, I won't get into the drones. But he's like, but what's the most important thing being bought right now, right? And they said, they guessed, and he said TikTok. He said, hopefully we could secure that. We're on our way to secure that. And then he said, what's the next one? And they said X. And that's what I'm watching this on, right? Where somebody's saying, fuck this shit, right? And so I'm like, God, dude, they're really coming after everywhere where there's honesty, right? And he says that there's non-governmental organizations that people use to spew bullshit about Israel. I was arguing that he actually does that himself and uses government money himself, and then he deflects onto other people about how they get out real information and say, oh, it's fake.
Did you see?
That's how they do things.
Did you see that clip of him on the Nelk Boys? Where
I can't believe they brought him on.
Bro, he
fucking idiots.
He's asking him. He goes, you guys can't say whatever you want on here? And he's like, no, I can't. He goes, you guys are America, freedom of speech. Bro's gaslighting him, knowing damn well he can't talk about you or Israel. What the fuck? That shit is crazy.
That is nuts. Here, hold on. Here, so I can show you now. You can hear that, right?
Yeah.
Okay? And the most important ones are in social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is class. TikTok.
TikTok.
Number one.
Such a piece of shit, dude.
It can be consequential. And the other one.
And it went through. Oracle has control of it, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's very good.
Yeah, which is funny because we've been getting a lot of followers on TikTok, and the first time we started losing followers was when I posted this meme that was like, it was the video of like I posted a screenshot of him talking about how he wasn't involved with the Charlie Kirk shooting, and then over it I overlaid the video of the dude that's like, why you always lying? Why the fuck you lying? And then all of a sudden I'm like, didn't get a lot of views, and then I started losing followers. I'm like, that never really happened.
That's
so
a
I
good.
deleted it.
That's a good sign. Nah, don't delete it. That's a good sign, bro.
So I've noticed this
weed
thing
out
where,
those
like,
people.
I don't think it's much as
when I talk about that shit, it'll go like this and then up.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
like motherfuckers will be like, fuck that, and then the more will be like,
I don't think it's so much as people unfollowing because they don't like the message. I think it's more of them being in control of the algorithm and being like, all right, we're going to put you on the losing followers list instead of the gaining followers list. Because I think they have a bigger control of the algorithm than it naturally is.
For sure. Well, you have to be able to manipulate the algorithm.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
100%. So this guy's the one who owns Oracle, right? And Oracle just bought, his son, Larry Ellison right here, his son, David
Is that
Ellison.
like Oracle Cloud? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and so it's a cloud system that they actually use, a data cloud system.
You know what's crazy is my job uses it.
Oh my God! So a lot of companies use.
Well, guess what? We went over it the other day.
They're owned by Vanguard, though, right?
One of those are the two main investors of my company.
Yeah.
Like every other company,
dude,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Well, any big company.
Yeah, any big company.
What kind of work is it that you?
I do shipping and receiving.
Does? No, like what does the company do? What kind of work does the company do?
My company?
Yeah, like what is the company style?
It's shipping and receiving. So we send trucks.
Oh, like logistics.
Logistics.
Shit, right?
Yeah.
It's a trucking company.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they have.
And we're a big company, so yeah.
Yeah, OpenAI just did a deal with him. You also have his son just bought Paramount and CBS. He just did a deal with Mark Andreessen for TikTok. And check this out. This will let you know who's these.
The renewal of the Jewish state is something that I think touches all of us. For 2,000 years, we were a stateless people. And now we have a country of our own, defended by all the brave men and women of the IDF. So anything we can do to support them who devote their lives for preserving the state of Israel, keeping the people safe.
This is after they asked about this is way after Gaza genocide scenario.
What's that?
Right?
Brave IDF soldiers. What the fuck?
Crazy.
And then on top of that, who owns 8 VPN companies, right? I mean, they own. So whenever you think you're off the grid, you're actually being watched by them. And then they have their hands in everything. 8200 Unit 8200 just took control of TikTok with Larry Ellison, and that is actually a massive. Speaking of venture capitalists, a massive venture capitalist investment that was done in Israel to create a lot of what would you call it, like AI, cyberware, things like that back in 1993 or so. And now they're in everything. And that's why Larry Ellison, he's on video saying that all the technology does not come from Silicon Valley. It actually comes from Tel Aviv. And that's why Netanyahu says, are you holding a phone? You have a piece of Israel in your hand right now.
Good Lord,
because they're in everything. And so when you're talking about this surveillance grid and who's going to run it, and what does that mean for us? Are they Talmudic, atheists? Like, what are we talking about here? Because a lot of these motherfuckers are not real, like, Torah Jews. These are, like, Sam Altman. He admitted on Tucker Carlson, he doesn't practice Judaism, but he's a Jew. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
You're an atheist Jew? Like, what are you talking about?
It just means
here?
my
Like,
mom's Jewish and I didn't go with her bullshit. That's it. So I'm Jewish.
Those are the worst ones to work, and those are the ones that are unfortunately taking over everything.
Yes, exactly.
Good Lord, have mercy. So I want to bring it back over to Charlie Kirk and the freemasonic symbolism and his connection to Donald Trump as well. I sent you something about the 7 Mountains Mandate. I'm going to read about what that is for those who don't know. Shout out to my friend Rachel who put me on this information. But the 7 Mountains is a dominist Christian frame. Well, the 7 Mountains Mandate is a dominionist Christian framework that urges believers to gain influence over 7 spheres of society: family, religion, education, media, arts/entertainment, business, and government. Its philosophy is about strategic cultural takeover framed as obedience to God, using prayer, prophecy, placement of people, and political action to retake those spheres. It's been linked to networks in the New Apostolic Reformation and high-profile conservative activists who aligned with Donald Trump, including Charlie Kirk's turn toward Christian nationalist rhetoric. So it all fits together, you know what I mean? What do you think about that?
Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's fucking... I've never even heard of that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, they just remade... I mean, it sounds like some, like, rich guys were like, look, we're going to do our own thing with the same shit.
Uh-huh.
That's usually what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his MO. He was using Christianity to boost his platform, you know what I mean? And
I mean, I think he was, but also he was using the Zionist Christianity, the evangelical, right? And so I look at I said this the other day. I was like, look, I think the evangelical Christians are the same as like radical Islam. It's the same thing to me, dude. Yeah. It's the same. It's like, go kill them all. Well, it's the same fucking thing that, you know, and it's created by the same people, right? So that's where how I kind of look at it. So you have, I believe, a war that's being created with, like, by the way, the Freemasons are like, you know, Kabbalistic Jewish mysticism is like,
it is. It's all infused.
Yeah, and so like, that's why it's hard to know who's hiding behind who whenever it comes to that. And so that's why I also think that they're also trying to make prophecy happen, right? Real prophecy from the Bible.
Like again, when they sacrifice the red heifer, like they're trying to, because they believe God or whoever is going to come down the rapture and they're going to be the ones saved. So they're trying to force it to happen.
Yeah, and the funny thing is,
and
even though traditionally
having his own church,
Judaism and Christianity are against each other, but they all believe that there's a certain turning point where their prophecies are going to be fulfilled, whether it's for one side or the other. So they're all kind of working towards the same goal, even though inherently they're against each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But the difference is that the other one of the messiahs is the Antichrist.
Yes, yes.
Peter Thiel.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. But yeah, so wait, go over that one more time for me. So what are the tenets of that church?
Oh, you know what? Let me read what ChatGPT got for me. So I'll go back over it. Give me 1 second.
What are the tenets of the church?
Boom, boom. So I'm just gonna reread that. The 7 Mountains Mandate, a dominionist Christian framework that urges believers to gain influence over 7 spheres of society: family, religion, education, media, arts/entertainment, business, and government. The origin: it emerged in the charismatic evangelical leaders in the 1970s and 80s. Later popular, in the 1970s and 80s, it was later framed in a dominionist terms, not just evangelism, but taking control of culture.
Oh, that's exactly the shit like what I was reading earlier, dude.
Yeah.
Like these motherfuckers are internationalists, but they'll use nationalism sometimes just to further their own
Agenda. Yeah.
their own agenda, exactly. And so that's kind of what I hear with that, where it's like we got to take control of all these fears, that way we can just make them think we're on their side, whenever really we just want to serve our means through manipulation on them.
Yep.
And that's what we see every day, dude. I mean, it's
At least that's what
crazy.
we see, unfortunately.
And what is Snake Eyes, by the way?
Oh,
It's two
fucking
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
it's
and
two
one
ones,
on the
yeah.
dice. Yeah. And also, too,
11.
I heard someone
But
saying
what
that,
is 11? 11 is the thalamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the number, like the Aleister Crowley
Yep.
number of magic, right?
with the
It's
K.
9/11. 9/11. Wherever you add 9 plus the 2 ones is 11,
18,
right? So
9, and then 9 plus 2 is 11.
well,
Yeah,
also,
for sure.
too,
yeah,
I've
'cause
never
a lot of times people see the 9 and 11, they think, oh, add 11 to 9. It's like
No.
no, those are
It's
two ones.
singular,
and that's
yeah.
how they do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, and I've never seen the movie myself, but I heard someone on TikTok saying that the whole fucking theme of the movie is not to trust anything that you see. You know what I mean? Which is crazy in itself because you know, like everyone knows that this shit was fucking set up. You know what I mean? From the rifle,
yeah.
disassembling, assembling, to the patsy, to everything, to even the fucking text message that they're getting so sloppy. I think they just had ChatGPT write the text message. You know what I mean?
no,
Everyone's
for
just
sure,
like,
for
And
sure.
it's like, I think they did that on purpose because, like the great Sam Tripoli says, they don't want you to trust your eyes or your ears.
They don't want you to know whether you're coming or
or
going.
Wisdom of
Yeah.
your experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Your eyes,
exactly.
ears, and the wisdom of your experiences. And
Yep.
that's a fact, bro.
That's a
I love
fact.
that. The last part's the most important, too. Like, the wisdom of your experiences. You know what I mean? It's like, they want you to fucking not believe that the fucking grass is green.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know for a fact whenever I walk outside, that motherfucker's green.
Trust
Like,
your
it's-
eyes, not what you
that's
hear.
crazy. Like, but they want you to be like, nope, you don't know what you're talking about, you know? It's very crazy.
So let's bring it back to just the symbolism of the event, just because there's so much weird stuff, including the fact that they just broke down the crime scene as soon as it happened. There wasn't even any investigation.
Repaved the place. Not just cleaned it, they repaved it.
Not only that, but I heard, I don't know if I saw this on Candace Owens or not, but there was some kind of tunnel somewhere, and
hatch.
it could have been where the shot came from. And after the event, they filled it up with asphalt after that. So it's like they didn't even
So
like
that
try to
hatch was
investigate or
directly
anything.
like, it was like right where he was sitting, there was a hatch, and then they like cemented over it. So I don't know what the hatch served as, if he like had a body, like some weird body double weird thing.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
magic tricks, they'll have like a hole in the
Movie
floor,
magic,
and they'll
yeah.
make it look like, yeah, it's like simple.
It's
I mean,
movie
that's
magic,
real shit,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
That's real shit, dude.
I do
Like, you
I
can
do
that
videography, so I know movie magic. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
and it's like, yeah, you got people in all angles at the same time. And like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But you have 3 rows of hats with 47, 47, 47. That's
Yep.
33.
Yeah, yeah.
yep.
Right? Three times.
3 times.
Which is cute, right? And then on top of that, now the 3 shooters, or the 3 accusers, and then you have the last guy to ask him a question. Right? I've been looking into names and what they mean a lot because of the Anastasia J. Casey shit
Yeah,
and how that ended
that
up
was
meaning
trippy.
a lot. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start looking into shit. So Charlie Kirk's name means free man's church. Right?
Oh shit.
Yes. And the last person to ask him a question changed the subject from what they were talking about to mass shootings.
Yeah.
Ironically, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, the guy that asked him a question last was Hunter Kozak. Hunter means the hunter of, Kozak means free man. The hunter of the
Wow.
free man. Dude, that Charlie's name's Freeman. And so
Wow.
that's the symbology I'm talking about, mixed with all the 33 and the fucking 33 miles, 3.3 miles away, and all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
And so the shooter had a run-in with the police whenever he was there trying to get his gun after he had done the shooting, allegedly, according to an article, because they're trying to discredit Candace Owens, I'm sure. But at the same time, it's a weird thing that's
It's
going
hard
on
to see
right
what
now,
team
where
she's on, you know what I mean?
it's
Yeah.
psyop.
Yeah.
Well, all of it's psyop deception. Like, both of them could be lying. Like,
Layers on layers
it's
on
that
layers.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
that crazy.
What about him going
what
to
I do
Dairy
know
Queen
is-
17 minutes later?
Okay,
Who
so
the fuck
somebody
goes to
posted-
Dairy Queen with a
and-
smile and say, "Let me get a freeze or whatever"?
That was 6 hours late. Yeah, it was like 6 hours late.
Oh, I heard it was
saw
17
somebody-
minutes
dude,
later.
I saw somebody post that, bro. I literally hopped on this show. I was like, bro, you can't just go look real quick and
Yeah.
see how long it really was.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta just say some crazy shit. Like, you couldn't have just double checked
Maybe
would take
it
you
was
1
17
second.
minutes away from where it was.
It may, yeah. Because he went
That
there, like,
maybe
6
that's
hours
what I
later,
read. Yeah.
It also makes me wonder how many people are in on controlling the narrative, because I don't know if it's a video you sent me or not, but also there was this video of this dude in this MAGA hat, and he's like talking to this camera and he's saying what happened, and I immediately look left when these shots happen, and then a group of other dudes in MAGA hats were like, nah, shut up, blah blah blah, and he's like, what, stop touching me, stop, and they were like basically trying to silence this dude that was trying to tell his side of the story on camera right after the
saw
event
that.
happened.
That
Did you
was
see
a
that one?
student.
Yeah, that was
There's a
super
dude who had
interesting.
an AR strap coming out of his duffel bag while he's walking out, and he had like glove, they said it was prosthetic hand, but it looked like a glove on with a weird face, like it could have been a mask because it was so clean shaven, like. And then they had another dude in a ponytail just taking off a black jacket, and then you had a dude with his hand inside of his like shoulder, like right next to on the right side of Charlie Kirk, and then as soon as the shot went off, he took his hand out of here and put it in his pocket, and then a dude across from Charlie Kirk had something on his sleeve that looked like what they're calling a palm gun.
I heard about that.
As soon as the shot went off, he did this as soon as the shot went off.
Yeah.
And so there's so many people that could be the shooters, and I believe this is a like Sam says, right? They put so many layers. Whenever they want it done, you're not getting out of there, right?
Yeah.
And this is a for instance of what he's talking about, dude. You got 5 people that could be shooters. You got a flash over here. You got all those things.
Well,
It's
someone
crazy.
said there was probably like 60% of people in the crowd that were in on it, like a patsy
possible.
one way or the other.
Well, not only that, but
Not to mention
there's only a certain amount of angles we have of that footage, whereas everyone's always on their phones, always filming stuff. And why don't we have many other angles of it? And the interesting thing too is someone, I don't know who it was, but they did the research, but all the camera angles that we do see that are very popular, that are circulating social media right now, came from people that have weird like origins and weird things to do with like I think like government agencies and shit like that. So that's very interesting as well.
And then they
Planted
always
people in the
show a
crowd.
zoomed in angle, where if they showed the full angle, you would actually have more information.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they don't show you that full thing,
Yeah.
just so you have that bit of information.
Yeah.
And you see everybody like got their phones out, but you only got like 5 videos.
Yeah.
You know,
And
they
they're all,
could
like,
be
the
using
same
their
angle.
tech to make sure you're not recording during that, you know,
Yeah,
or to automatically delete.
There was a drone. That
I
took
heard
the
there
fuck
was
off
like
right
20,
after.
20 drones around during the whole
And
thing.
so they could have been locking it down. They could have been easily
Yeah.
just locking that shit down to where
Easily.
you weren't able to at least. Yeah, it would have glitched, right?
Yeah.
Just where you're like,
Kinda
oh,
like-
it said it was recording,
Kind of
but it
like the
didn't
Miami
record.
thing, right? The Miami thing,
Yeah.
right? At the mall. There's no
Yeah,
videos of that
yeah,
alien,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
how many people are in the mall?
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, okay, so will we hear people come out? Okay, well, first of all, before I ask that, did you hear that the girlfriend of the Tyler guy, well, the furry
boyfriend.
trans, yeah, whatever,
The boy girlfriend.
disappears. Disappeared. Not in the apartment anymore. The FBI, apparently there was an article or an FBI agent, or I think it's FBI, because there was an article that says that she like moved and went away somewhere.
What?
I'm like, yo, that's a cover up, dude.
You
Like,
don't
for
just
sure.
move because now you're part of the investigation. Because
Nobody knows where she is.
well, you know, they use those fake text messages to make it seem like she didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, honestly, you think this guy didn't tell his lover girl boy that he's about to kill Charlie Kirk? Like, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, dude, that's facts. Yeah, man, dude, yeah, this motherfucker took off, and then they're like, yeah, no, she just moved, it's fine, and that's incriminating on them for saying
for
that,
sure.
You know,
you're hiding a witness, not a witness, but somebody involved.
and then he's not cooperating, even though apparently he turned himself in. How does that make any sense? So, and then he's on suicide watch. It's like, oh,
What a
this is-
coincidence.
They're
And
gonna
he's in a
Jeffrey
state.
Epstein him.
He's in a state where they do firing squad for death penalty.
Wow.
And not only that, but you know that the Orem, Orem, that's where he was killed, and that means the serpent. The serpent.
Oh shit.
And so there's a lot of symbology with this guy's murder, man. So if you know anything about the killing of JFK, there was a book written by a great conspiracy theorist. I cannot remember his name for the life of me right now, but it was called The Killing of the King Ritual, right? Mm-hmm. The Killing of the King. And the whole idea was there was so much freemasonic symbology with the killing of JFK, and within like the latitude and longitude, the fucking mountains, the sister mountains next to it, like all this different shit. There's so much, right? I mean, right in front of a Masonic building that was the first one ever built, like in Dallas, Texas, and all this shit. And so this, I believe, like 9/11, was another one of those high impact events
Yeah.
that's meant to be a ritualistic turning event to manifest what is hidden.
Yeah.
Bring the causal out of the acausal, all that shit, right? Like the order of the 9 angles beliefs.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all permeates the same, every little crazy cult. that
Order
there
out of
is.
chaos.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. Chaos actors.
Yeah, so I made a video about this. I think it was earlier today, saying, and it's always in the news. I feel like they put these stories out to trigger us, you know what I'm saying? And they're triggering both sides, you know what I mean? So I'm telling people, if something is making you super angry, or it's making you like, if it's fucking triggering something in your brain or your heart, you got to be careful with it, because the things people are taking away from this are, if it's a trans shooter or whatever, the trans people are going to be like, oh, we got to take away gun rights. And then the gun rights people are going to be, we got to take away trans rights. And it's like, they're using these high impact events to not only hijack our loose, but also make us manifest whatever they want to
They're
manifest
demonizing
for
both
them.
sides at the same time. So
Yeah.
then when you try to argue for your point, they have a counterpoint, but then you also have the same on them.
But not only that, but my point is that when you feel so strongly about something, and then all of a sudden you're aligning your political views with whatever extreme political view they're trying to push, it's making you help them manifest that for them, whether it be taking away guns rights or taking away trans rights. You know what I mean?
Not only that, but also it's you know, for instance, like the hate speech, right? So right after Charlie Kirk dies, Pam Bondi says, you know, there's free speech and there's hate speech.
Yeah.
And hate speech, you know, we're gonna come after everybody. And she says across the aisle. She says that goes across the aisle. So in other words, it's not about left or right. And so you may be pissed off at people on the left, and you're like, yeah, censor them, fire them, do all these things, just like the left did 5 years ago to us, right? Or the right. I shouldn't say us, because I'm just like in the middle, but it felt like us because everybody's
For
so
sure.
bad.
For sure.
But really, it's the same thing now. It's just to a smaller group of people, because they believe if we do it to a smaller group of people and most people agree to it, we could strip away constitutional rights forever, and then boom, it's done. You know, instead of going after using a large mass of pressure, we're going to use a large mass of pressure from a like onto a small amount of people, so it works easier. You know what I'm saying? So they're, I guess they tried to use the power of few, and now they're using the power of many, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
And so because the power of few didn't work, right? And so I worry about that because of the clear police state that they want to put us all in, and camps, and it's not going to be left or right people, because they like them bobbing on the string, because they can keep making everything go crazy. They're going to get people that think about shit critically and are wanting to know what's going on, like people like that question shit, like me, you, everybody. That's
I was
what
gonna,
I worry
I was
about.
gonna bring that up. I think we have hope, because I think they're just throwing Hail Mary passes now, because whatever they're trying to implement or whatever they're trying to manifest with these high impact events, there's so much of a majority of us, not just conspiracy theorists, but the regular people that are not only looking into this event could be fake. There's so many things that don't make sense about this, but there's also so many people questioning like the whole Israel narrative and how they control like 90% of our politicians and stuff like that. So there's a big movement of, I'm pretty sure they're not telling us the truth.
Well,
You know what I
I
mean?
got regular people like my mom, my dad, and coworkers bringing up conspiracy theories to me, and I'm like, y'all thought I was crazy last year. What? Oh, now you see it?
Now I'm the one you asked for advice
I
from.
think that this
Yeah.
is being, unfortunately, I'm trying not to be cynical, but I do think that that's being done on purpose, because I think that it's the classic whack-a-mole style. They now have what they need in place. You have a lot of shootings going on. Just today, you had another shooting that happened at a Mormon church.
Yeah.
You had, shootings going on for the past
The
however many weeks.
ice place
Ice
3
shooting.
days ago.
First of all, every other Wednesday there's been a killing. You had
Yes.
the trans shooting at the Catholic Church on a Wednesday. 2 Wednesdays later, Charlie Kirk dies. 2 Wednesdays later, the ice shooting. And by the way, Wednesday is Odin's Day. Whenever now Charlie Kirk's a Christian, but whenever he died, by the way, the Vigilant Watcher, keep that in mind, because when Kash Patel said, "We have the watch now. I'll see you in Valhalla." What does that mean, Valhalla? Well, Odin's Day is Wednesday, and these are pagan like style like cults that we're talking about here that use whatever fucking entity that they want to, as long as it's a pagan one, right?
Yes.
And so anyway, that's what I see going on with that a little bit too, where it's like, man, that's weird, but the shootings and everything else that they're using is to show the domestic terrorism threat, right? You have Antifa that's taken over ICE buildings in Portland, where Trump just authorized the military to be used today on them. And so martial law status is creeping up.
Everybody buy a gun. Everybody buy a gun
as
now
that-
while you
Buy
still can.
5 guns. Don't just
They have
buy a
radic-
gun.
For real, buy as many as you can. They have radicalized as many people as possible so they can see who is the compliant and who is not. And even your parents are questioning things. Maybe they should stop because maybe they're a little late.
Oh,
That's
they
my
definitely
That's
are.
my question. Are we late? Are we too late? You know what I'm saying? Because why are they telling us all this shit about Israel? Because in the Bible it says that all countries will turn against Israel.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the turning point. Maybe this is the spot where they want this shit to
It's
go
not too
on.
late to
Turning point
mentally
USA.
prepare. It's not too late to mentally prepare for what's going on.
Yeah. Oh no, you can. But again, with the symbology, with the times we're in, it's a little heavy. Pete Hegseth has hundreds of generals, unprecedented, come meet with him. You have, Taiwan getting pamphlets saying get ready for war.
Oh shit.
What
Could be,
about
a war status? War status might be creeping up.
right here in Cali? They just stole like 3 trains worth of ammunition that was headed towards like San Diego, towards the base. Why do you guys need trains full of ammunition? That's not for practice.
Right.
Shit.
No, for real. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. So Microsoft, I was gonna say earlier, Microsoft, they banned Israel from using their software because they were surveilling Palestinians. I just read this like a day ago. Today, I see Pete Hegseth come out and he's like giving a whole thing talking about Microsoft and how they're controlled by China and they've been hacked by China and all this shit. They did the same thing with TikTok when they were showing the genocide in Palestine.
Yeah, dude.
Think
Yep.
about it, bro.
Wow.
They're using China as the scapegoat so
Yep.
they can sit here and censor us with the scapegoat of China, bro.
That's crazy.
Come on, man. That's
Yeah.
what's going on. And I feel like I'm the only one that sees that shit to talk about it, at least. Like, I haven't
Yeah.
heard nobody say none of that. It's crazy. I'm
You're
like,
right.
where are the
Yeah.
real motherfucking thinkers at? Like,
Yeah.
I think most people are paid for it, bro. Like, really, I do at this point. Now, there's one dude like Ryan Gable. He's fire, bro. He's pretty heavy anti-Jew, but I can't blame him.
yeah.
But dude, that motherfucker's got some critical thinking skills, not many people have. And so yeah. But yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to support the
Scapegoat.
the anti-Jew like people, but at the same time it's like it's kind of easy to be like you kind of got a point there when you see all the evil shit that Netanyahu's doing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Can you agree?
There's a level, yeah, especially see Netanyahu's one of the fake Jews, right? Like
Yes,
the
yeah.
guy who
That's
grew
not
up-
even
he
his
grew up
real
in-
name.
Grew up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not his real name, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, his real name's like Makowski.
Yeah, bro.
It's a Polish.
He's
Polish
fake,
name.
bro. He's fake as hell.
He grew up in Philadelphia.
He's
Yeah, I know
fake,
that.
bro.
That's why he has an American ass accent.
What are we talking about? Just like the fucking new pope is from like the
But the
Augustinian-
crazy thing is, most people don't know this basic information that's out there. It's so crazy.
That's a fact. The other day I was looking into books that Netanyahu had behind him while he was giving a speech. I was like, what are those books he's got behind him? And then that's where I uncovered a little bit more about that Unit 8200. And I started figuring out like, holy shit, this is when all this got created. And then with that, he's got the Talmud. All the Talmud, right? Not the Torah.
Shit.
So I'm like, oh shit, man. And now I'm thinking and I start looking it up and it says in there that they destroy Edom and then their Messiah comes and they enslave everybody and they get 2,700 slaves a person or something. And Edom used to represent Rome. But after Rome fell, well, first of all, we are Rome, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
after Rome fell, Western Christian civilization became Edom. They want to destroy and enslave Western Christian civilization. And right now, I believe with Unit 8200, when it started, and you have Robert Maxwell, who had, control of all of our textbooks, and then he's in the Promise scandal where there's backdoors and all kinds of, Israel had backdoors to all kinds of, like, really high sensitive information for police and all kinds of shit in multiple countries. Dude, all this shit's been going on for a while. And now
Yep.
we're at a point now where it's just, it's like, fuck, dude. People are starting to know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, and I don't know if we talked about this last time, but there was like some senator or something like that was trying to make it if you get caught saying any anti-Semitic rhetoric or speech or anything like that, they'll take away your passport, and that shit got shot down real fast.
That's crazy.
yeah.
any boycotting of
They're
Israel,
the
they
only
tried doing that.
people you can't criticize in the whole world.
And the funniest part about it was a few years ago, it was even people like not even saying really bad things about him. They're
No.
like, oh, a lot of Jews own this and that, and they own a lot of stuff.
Why
in
are
the
they
music
in the
industry.
tunnels of New York?
And it's not even. It wasn't even bad shit. It was like, oh, and they own the entertainment industry and they own the music industry, and there's so many of them. And then they'll be like anti-Semitic, and it's like,
we're saying you're successful and you fucking own everything.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, there was a jet that left Charlie Kirk.
And yeah, the flight log disappeared, turned off or something.
That jet was owned by a guy who heavily funds the place that owns the synagogue where those tunnels were found. So those tunnels you just talked about in Brooklyn, it was, orphanages.
Yeah.
With the soiled mattresses.
Yeah.
And it was for orphanages for orphans that have been abused.
Wow.
And
that's the crazy shit they do, bro.
Insane.
They're like, we're gonna help abused orphanage, kids, and then they do the opposite.
Yeah, and to bring it back up with Netanyahu having the Talmud behind him, if you do some research into that, there's stuff in there that says that it's okay for if you can fucking basically do sexual things
Sodomize
with kids that are like fucking 3 years old, and it's okay under the Talmudic law. And it's like, come on, bro. And you have that behind you when you're doing a speech.
It's like a piece of wood. Like they say weird shit like that. Like it's nothing. And they grow up, and it's fine. It's crazy, dude. It's
insane.
Even.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Rabbit
but yeah,
hole gets deeper, bro.
That's where we're at, man. And that's why now, and by design, you're starting to find Hitler AI regenerated in English speeches,
and people are like,
And I might sound crazy, but you fucking listen to that shit, and it is crazy. This guy actually doesn't say anything bad
he
about
actually
anybody.
makes sense.
He's trying to make things better. Like, he's like, listen, man, I'm just. He's like, these are. He even says what the fuck I just read. These are internationalists, and we are local workers that are the common people that can't just go anywhere. He's like, these people feel at home in any country they go to.
Yes.
And in Ukraine, what happened? People were talking about all the rich people in Ukraine. They just went to other places whenever the war started. That's what the shit we're talking about. Those elites that get. And by the way, all the money we were sending over to Ukraine, they were getting that money while they're in another fucking country, just chilling at a ski resort somewhere.
Well,
and
on their
Tucker
yacht.
Carlson says. Dude, that's crazy, bro. That's what we're talking about here.
It also brings it back to the fact that Robert Maxwell owned McGraw-Hill or whatever the text message books are to educate our country about the Holocaust and shit like that. So conversations like this where we talk about Hitler, you can't really say those things out loud because it's still fucking...
It was demonized the whole... When we were growing up, we learned evil.
Yeah. We've been lied to.
And not saying he didn't have some evil parts to him, for sure.
Yeah.
But if you read the underlining message, there was some solid stuff in there. That's it.
Yeah.
100%, dude. They had the same problems that we have today.
Yes.
And that's why they don't want you to look at it that way. And it's unfortunate because it's a hard line to walk.
I wonder, during school, I was never interested. I graduated high school, but I wonder if, intuitively, I knew it was bullshit. You know what I mean? Because the stuff I was learning, I'm just like, it's too basic. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's way too this, then this. What about in between? There's so much shit you guys left out.
Yeah, dude, 100%. It's crazy. They just want to generate workers that will listen and not think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So the rabbit hole gets deeper. The layers and the layers and the layers of the psyop is like an onion. Once you peel back one, there's another one. Once you peel back that one, there's another one. Is there anything else you can tell us about the symbolism of the event or anything like that? Any weird stuff, weird connections you got?
I got one thing I'll leave you with, man. This was written
turned off a long time ago.
Fuck.
I got one thing to leave you with, man. This was written probably 20 years ago, dude, and it rings so true today because of what happened with Kirk that I see that I just feel like it's worth saying. So it pretty much starts off, who is the modern man? He's a mind-numb patsy, ignorant, apathetic, and getting marching orders from the Twilight language keywords sprinkled in his news and current events.
Wow.
In other words, he's provoked by buzzwords. He stops with great derision at the idea of the existence of an operation of mass mind control emanating from media and government. because he believes he's too smart to believe in the supernatural. Modern man is the ideal subject because of this, pumped up on the idea that he's the crown of creation. He denies the power of hypnosis and control even as his head bobs on a string. And so you play the right tune and he will dance. You do the right thing and the reaction will come. And that's what we see today. So beware. They want you to see what you're seeing, so you give the reaction they want. It goes back to your manifestation point.
Yeah.
And don't be bobbing your head on a string. Read everything and research everything you read. So
Look
that
at
you
all
aren't
angles.
just regurgitating information. Exactly.
Yeah, just like
That's
us,
all.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we looked into Charlie Kirk, and, you know, we agree with a lot of the rhetoric he is saying, but there's stuff we didn't agree with, you know what I mean? But also, too, we have to flip the coin around and see, like, okay, he was a Freemason. What was he doing, you know, with the Seven Mountains Mandate and all that kind of stuff? What were his connections to Trump? What about his wife, Erica, and things like that? So if you guys want to be conspiracy theorists, free thinkers, researchers like us, remember to look at all angles, because if you just look at it from one angle, you're going to get a very skewed perception of the event, you know, in particular, you know what I mean? So it's crazy, man.
Listen to everything, read everything, believe nothing that you have not verified yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's from the old Bill Cooper quote right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's great, dude. I always love coming in, dude. Next time, we'll see what crazy shit we got ahead, man. There's
Yeah, we'll
always
try to get
something
on one of
going
your
on.
lives too, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime. I'll let you know ahead of time.
So,
it's been great.
yeah.
Yeah, but anybody, if you guys go check us out, we got some good shit going on right now. Silent Weapon series. We got a bunch of shit going on the Patreon. So definitely go check us out. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Check them out. 6G Agenda Podcast. This has been another Outside Minds 6G Agenda Swapcast. We went deep. We went down the rabbit hole. You always come with the heat, bro. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
You guys tune in. Follow 6G Agenda Podcast. Follow him on Instagram. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him everywhere that you can find him. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, 6Gs. Thank you, Outsiders. We are out. I am your host and creator of the Outside Minds Podcast, Stilo Free. This is the other host and creator.
Davo 20.
And we out.
Peace.
Yeah.